appreciate it.
KJ, the world, it seems like it's been, since you and I talked last, it seems like it's been turned upside down. We see uh, Donald Trump fabricating um, intelligence to justify a war against Venezuela, which is to, and I think is a move to weaken BRICS because of the connection that Venezuela has with the BRICS, and it is also a way to punch at the low hanging fruit on the tree, as it to show an example to everybody else that if you go this route of BRICS, we may use some other justification to invade you or bomb you because we're still a preeminent military power. What do you have to say on that?
Yeah, I think definitely it is all about intimidation. It is also punching down, going after low-hanging fruit, picking off the pawns. And also it is definitely a threat against BRICS. Venezuela was the first country actually in Latin America to have relations with China. It started them in 2001. It had a strategic development plan with China. And then starting 2007, they had a joint fund for building infrastructure. So it's been really, really important. It's been China's bridge to Latin America, and the U.S. sees it as low-hanging fruit. It's a socialist inclined state, so they want to punch down, destroy it, take it out, and create as much havoc and pain and suffering as possible. At the same time that they want to send a message to the rest of the global South: don't get any ideas. We're still capable of, genocidal violence.
Do you think that this is exposing the desperation in the American military? Because it seems like when people become desperate, they become irrational, and what's rational in their head is not rational to the rational people who are on the outside looking in, and then the rational people look at it and say, hey, we've got to find a way around this irrational logic and this irrational policy from this person right here. So do you think that because they're losing their position, they're losing their sway, they're losing their economic domination, their technological advantages, and everything that they've thrown up against the wall has not stuck? Do you think this is causing them to be irrational and illogical in their military and geopolitical plans?
Yeah, well, they've always been irrational, illogical, and violent, but it's just going up another notch. So just even more irrational. And that irrationality and desperation is like that of an addict who can't get their fix. The empire is addicted to power. And as they see their power draining away, and waning, they become more and more frantic. They become more and more violent, and they will do anything. It's like that addict, that will steal their drugs out of their, sick grandmother's purse, regardless of the fact that it will kill them. They don't care. And so that kind of desperation, that violence, that school shooter mode that the U.S. is in, I think is absolutely on point. And I also want to point out that the head of Southcom, the admiral that is responsible for the Southern Command, was fired well, he wasn't fired, but he quote unquote resigned, right? He's ending his tenure at the end of the year after just 1 year. That is extraordinary. But it seems like he was opposed to the, extra legality of these, random, pirate murders of, people just on boats. And so now he's out the door. But it looks like the U.S. is continually escalating. We have the USS Ford, which is in theater. You have thousands and thousands of troops. We also hear, the CIA, and also there's work to do counterinsurgency. But all of this, despite what it looks like, despite the threat, the threatening posture, I think is a signal of weakness. And what it signals is the U.S. knows that it cannot go toe-to-toe against Russia or China, or possibly even Iran. We'll see. That's still a developing situation. But we know that the United States is not really capable of peer combat unless it goes immediately nuclear. And so because of that, it's punching down, it's looking for easy targets. It is going after, on the chessboard, it's going after the pawns, the isolated pawns, because think it can clear out the chessboard and then regroup and come back with more aggressive actions but I don't know how successful it will be. Venezuela is not going to be a pushover. They're not going to be able to walk over Venezuela. One, because it's a huge territory. The country is prepared. I believe that there are large sectors that are strongly unified, and it's both mountainous and jungle. And the U.S. does not do well in mountainous or jungle, war theaters. And so I think it's a big mistake, and I think they're in for a lot of surprises. And I think that both Russia and China are quietly behind the scenes supporting, but we'll see.
But does
Told you to walk away. That was my first and last mistake. I'm blue without your face. But what can I do? 'Cause I'm just a sinking ship, and you're just a pair of lips that I've lost in the moment. All I want is for you to come back. Now